Kid Rock shoots up a Bud Light cans with a rifle to protest Dylan Mulvaney's partnership. Um, so we'll just watch this wonderful little video. Can you hear it?
No.
Okay, I'll transcribe.
Feeling a little frisky.
Grandpa's feeling a little frisky today.
Let me say something to all you.
I like
Let me
Kid
say
Rock
something,
voice.
all to you, and make it as clear and concise as possible.
Oh, you know. Oh, never mind.
Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-rat-a-rat-tat-tat-rat-a-tat-tat. Okay, that was the video. Now, why did he do that? Do you know why he did that?
It wasn't the headline there.
He made because Bud Light made a transgender woman a spokesperson. That's it. The end. The whole thing. That's it. A transgender woman did a commercial for the piss water that he likes. And this has made him severely upsetty spaghetti. This offends him in such a large way.
Okay.
He's a snowflake who's been triggered, literally triggered. Triggered. And I think it's sad and pathetic. And this guy is a grown-ass man who's acting like a fucking baby about his favorite piss water. And I think if it were a different type of minority that they hired, we'd all scream about how terrible he is. We'll play a game. The game is called If It Were Black. What if Anheuser-Busch made a black woman the spokesperson, and then he got triggered and shot the place up? Shot these cans.
I mean, do you really think that wouldn't happen?
I think it might if he were a racist. Would I be right to call him a racist at that point?
Sure.
Okay.
You would be.
What if it were a Jew that Anheuser-Busch made into a spokesperson, and then he shot the cans up? He would then be an anti-Semite.
Right.
But because it's a transgender woman, he's a transphobe, and this is a reason that we shouldn't listen to anything he has to say. This is a reason to abandon him and the people who think like him.
Well, I'd say it's a good thing I've already never listened to anything he has to say, or sing for that matter.
Right.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what Kid Rock says.
Okay.
And I also don't give a fuck who Bud Light's spokesperson is, because I don't drink their beer.
Okay.
In the first place anyway.
Oh, I don't, because it's piss water. But
well, that's why I don't drink their beer.
Yeah.
Because it's disgusting. So I actually couldn't care less about this story. I don't care about Kid Rock, and I don't care about Bud Light.
Okay. He's gonna be probably on the stage with Donald Trump.
Probably.
Donald Trump's gonna have a rally, and he's gonna bring Kid Rock, and he's already been on the stage with him before.
Right.
He does tend to like him, I think.
I mean, wasn't he wearing a
cool
MAGA
guys.
hat in the video?
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
It's a white hat. I don't see what's written on it, though. Ah, there it is. Yeah, it's a white MAGA hat. They're tricking me. They're sneaking up on me. Now they're selling white MAGA hats? They're supposed to be red so I can see them from a mile away. Come on, you guys. Sneaky sons of bitches. Republicans are obsessed with trans people. And I think it's going to bite them in the ass.
I think that the perceived obsession is probably coming from the overwhelming visibility at this point. We already had this discussion a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
the amount of visibility that they continue to get is fueling the continued negative response at this point, I think.
The visibility that trans people get?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought about that. I know exactly why that is. Did I tell you why that is?
No, why?
Oh, because 10% of America uses Twitter. 100% of politicians are on Twitter. 100% of political activists are on Twitter. 100% of trans people are on Twitter.
Well,
You're laughing because you know it's true. Um,
it is. Yeah.
and because these groups of people are now in the same space, it becomes a big deal.
How come we
I
don't see a bunch of furries then? I mean, 100% of furries are also on Twitter.
and I think that if Anheuser-Busch hired one as a
Peop-
spokesperson, that Kid Rock might have an opinion about it.
He probably will.
Um, I mean, I suspect that everybody has an opinion about furries. I mean, you can say, hey, well, what do you think about this? Everybody has an opinion about everything. But what, there aren't, I don't think there are as many furries as there are trans people. I don't know. But they're not being legislated against in state houses across the country. Uh, they're not loud not as loud on Twitter, I think, as trans people tend to be.
I bet you if they started being promoted routinely and regularly to the point of overexposure in the
Mm-hmm,
media,
mm-hmm.
there would be legislation that starts getting passed, because then
I think you're
you're
right.
going to start having the first time that a kid decides they want to dress up like the funny man on TV,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you're going to have, well, they're promoting bestiality,
Right.
right? Like,
Yeah.
I think you would see that kind of legislation start to come about with
Okay.
when you started sort of overexposing the furry community to people that are not amenable to to that behavior.
Right. And that would make sense. Um, Kid Rock is, uh, what's the word when you reacting? He is reaction. He's a reactionary. He's reacting to this thing that he saw. And
Yes, that is what he's doing.
if he were to see a furry uh, trying to sell him piss water, he would then react to that. He'd probably react relatively the same way, maybe, but I think he's reacting this way with the rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tats because he has been convinced that trans people are groomers. They are sexual predators.
It's possible. He certainly should be a lot more careful with his messaging, I think.
That's bad
This
messaging, right?
one,
It,
well, I mean, this one could end up being construed as inciting violence.
right. I was thinking about that too. Is he suggesting we shoot trans things? if
Right.
if
Yeah.
Bud Light is now trans, do we shoot it? Uh,
This was a particularly stupid thing for him to do, I think. If he just got on camera and said, fuck Anheuser-Busch, and didn't shoot a gun at the cases of beer,
hmm He
uh,
just called for a boycott, or he said, I won't be doing business with them, and they will not be allowed on my tours and stuff like that. That's
yeah.
acceptable. I think that's more acceptable.
Yeah,
I
way more acceptable. This is sketch, because now if somebody goes out and at any point they say they were inspired by Kid Rock to do this, now he's fucked.
hmm
If somebody goes out and kills a trans person, then he could be held responsible for it. Not a very smooth move on his part.
yeah. Oh, hi. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button, press the subscribe button. Uh, if you want to tell me how right I am, feel free to leave a comment. If you want to tell me how wrong I am, leave a comment too. That's good. Um, this is just kind of a hobby for me, so I appreciate you coming by, giving it a watch, and pressing the YouTube buttons. Thanks.